It is the Riot. Hey, do you guys know why I'm so tired?
I don't know why. I was telling him off air, it seems like whatever you did yesterday before the morning made you super tired and you haven't been able to recover.
Man, I'm just zonked. Like, good Lord have mercy.
He was laying on the ground.
I was. Sometimes, I do that.
No, but that was really laying on the ground.
I actually was. I think if you would probably not come in
you
2 to 3 minutes later, whatever, I would have fallen asleep.
Aw, well, come on. Wake up.
Yeah, come on.
Wake up.
I will say yesterday afternoon I was really tired. You know what really woke me up is we make coffee here in the building, but I decided on my way back from the store to work in the afternoon, I stopped and got a Grande Christmas blend from Starbucks.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in that.
But that was the pick-me. That was the holiday pick-me-up.
That absolutely opened my eyes wide yesterday afternoon.
Downfall to that is sometimes in the afternoon, then you're so tired from the come down, so you might even still be experiencing that.
That could be.
But we're going to make it.
Today in the podcast, things to listen for. Places in China are canceling Christmas. The Carlton lawsuit, got an update there.
From Fortnite, if you were hearing that yesterday in the podcast, there's an update.
Yeah, we're talking about huge Domino's pizza, how things are going with Aquaman, noise-canceling dog houses, cinnamon toast churros.
Well, cinnamon toast churros, fruity Lucky Charms, and chocolate
toast
cinnamon
crunch.
Toast crunch.
Well, you know what? I looked. Cinnamon's not in the title anymore.
But it has cinnamon, I think.
Probably.
I think it does. But that's important if you work where or if you're going to the grocery store right now.
Yeah, we need to know more about this as soon as possible. So you guys enjoyed today's podcast. I'm going to get some more coffee.
And then maybe lay on the floor some more.
No, we gotta get up.
You can work with you can take your laptop and lay on the floor.
I could.
No one's saying you can't.
I'm gonna get some toast and some coffee, and we're gonna go upstairs and continue getting ready for our week off next week.
Don't forget tomorrow. That's on Thursday, December 20th. Depending on when you're listening to this, we've got our Facebook Live Christmas party. That's going to be at RadioU Riot or RadioU on Facebook. And it's our ugly Christmas sweater party. It's our second year for doing that. So please make sure to join us at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific to watch that.
It is the Riot.
What's worse than finding grounds in your coffee? Finding grounds in your coffee while listening to the Riot. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
A few minutes ago, we were talking about all the Christmas cheer that's going to be happening between now and Christmas, right? It's canceled. That's it.
That's it? We're done?
It's canceled, Nikki.
Okay.
I don't know if you got the word.
I did not.
But Langfang, which is just outside of Beijing, boom, they just canceled Christmas.
Well, I don't think Christmas is as popular as it is here, so why are they canceling it?
Well, you know what, Nikki? As goes China, so goes the world.
Oh, is that it?
I just made that up, but
now,
it's a
Christmas
thing.
in other cultures is also more like a dating holiday, not quite like a family holiday.
See, I feel like that's something that lonely women make up.
No, it's true.
Like, I need a boyfriend for Christmas because this is a dating holiday.
It's just kind of how it is. Like you would go out on a date, but you wouldn't spend the day with like your family.
So, well, you know what? Here's what they're canceling it for. It's not for the dating, and it's not for the family. They don't want anybody thinking that it's a religious holiday, so they've canceled it. You are not allowed to sell Christmas stuff or have any Christmas decorations that can be seen from the street. So,
like on your house or something?
No Christmas trees, no Christmas, they say socks, but we know they mean stockings. Anything related to Santa Claus, banned!
Not even a Christmas tree.
So they say that in Asia, especially in China, most people celebrate Christmas without any religious connotations whatsoever.
That leads to the dating part of it and less of a same meaning that we might have here.
The sound of lonely women. It's a dating holiday.
No.
Who are you going to ask to the Christmas dance?
No. It's not like, say, with Valentine's Day where you want to find a date for it. Christmas is more like you have to already have had a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
So no, that's too much pressure. So you're telling me like now I've got...
You should have already been having a date.
And so what, I have to maintain this relationship all the way until Valentine's Day?
Well, this is, you've been in a relationship and Christmas is the day you spend with someone like that. Not necessarily it'd be a first date sort of day.
So that leads to, instead of, Friendsgiving, now in China, they're like Friendsmas.
Friendsmas, pretty much.
Because I don't want all the pressure of having to spend time with blank.
They they don't want any of the religious side of it. It's like that way in Japan, which is the same way. Christianity and stuff's not quite the same. Or even in Korea, it's more of a date day.
So in Mandarin, they celebrate Christmas Eve as Peaceful Night. So Chinese people eat red apples on Christmas Eve for good fortune. The Mandarin word for apple is very similar to the Mandarin word for peace.
Okay.
So you eat red apples on Christmas Eve.
We're not doing that. We might have something more.
Look, don't tell anybody but a red delicious apple.
You can have that any day.
Yeah, and they're not that good.
I know that. Out of all the apples, why do you got to pick that one?
I mean, if you're going to pick a variety of
don't pick a red apple.
So I don't know. But yeah, now this is not all across China. This is just in Langfang. So if you want to, get outside city limits and dress like Santa and jump around.
Put your tree up, you're fine. And
wave your hat at the locals.
Then you're free to do that.
Right, but in Langfang, Christmas is canceled. But the good news is, Nikki and I are broadcasting from somewhere else.
The Riot. Turn it down. And rip the knob off. Radio U.
So, yesterday we were talking about how Alfonso Ribeiro, he is also known as Carlton.
Someone from an older show called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I think he was on Dancing with the Stars as well.
He was on Dancing with the Stars in 2014. And so he's really well known for, quote unquote, the Carlton, which is the dance that he does on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And it's become iconic for him. And as I understand it, he owns a trademark to it.
I think so.
Now, that has showed up in a lot of places in pop culture. Couple of video games that I know of, but definitely shows up in Fortnite. Now, you may or may not be aware, but Fortnite is printing its own money at this point. And this was one I thought was really weird. I was in a game store yesterday, and this guy was buying a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And, I guess it's just... what did he say? He's like, yeah, he just wants to play whatever game and probably some Fortnite. And the guy's like, yeah, burn that thing. You don't want to get him started on Fortnite. It's the worst, blah, blah. And I'm like...
He was an old angry man about Fortnite.
I just thought, I was like, you're standing in a game store.
Like you can't say that.
Like, what do you expect? Like, of course, like, he plays it too much. Well, then why are you buying it?
You're just enabling.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are you doing? Anyway. Complete side note, right? So the Carlton in Fortnite is called the Fresh emote.
Uh-huh.
Like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But it is funny if you lay the emote right next to him dancing. It's exactly that. Like, it is exactly that emote. Well, he's suing to get the money for it, right? Well, we got a little bit of a problem. There has emerged a video in which he says to the person that's interviewing him.
This video is a couple of years old.
It is, in which he's like, oh, yeah, man, I stole that dance. I stole it from, Courtney Cox, who is Monica on Friends. All right, she is featured in a
Bruce
Springsteen video dancing. And he says that it's a combination of her dancing and Eddie Murphy doing what he calls the white man dance. And...
that is something that he took from, and so people are now wondering, will that hurt his case? Even though his lawyer has added lawyer talk and said, he added the stolen part in the interview as a joke, but he was meaning his inspiration came from.
Yeah, I mean, inspiration, not stealing.
But this is currently the time where everybody is piling on Fortnite to try to sue them for, their dance or their item being featured so freely in the game without giving them money for it.
Look, Fortnite's making boatloads of cash. Even though it's free, people buy things like mad on Fortnite.
Absolutely.
And so, it has been one of those things where it's printing money for Epic. Epic, the company that owns Fortnite, they just launched their own game store. I mean, they're making moves, Nikki. And a lot of people want to move in on them.
Did they steal all the moves?
Good call.
And for this, they just wonder, will this hurt his case?
So he stole it from Eddie Murphy and Courtney Cox. The show is featuring a lot of names I never thought we'd feature.
I know, a lot of old stuff.
Yeah. But, follow the money.
That's how it is.
Follow the money.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
I have what may be a heartwarming story. How often do you feel like, man, there is nothing but dark and ugly things in the world, and people are never nice, and I want you to know that I hate it here.
But you have something good?
It's the worst. I do. I've got something that's going to make you just be like, oh.
Life is good.
Christmas concert in Washington.
Yeah.
2001. Lots of people are in attendance, but one of the people that is in attendance at this Christmas party, former president of the United States, George H.W. Bush. Now, at this Christmas concert that was sponsored by Compassion International.
Yeah.
George H.W. Bush, when they're like, would anybody like to sponsor a child?
Oh, he sponsored a child.
He raised his hand. Now, here's what I love. When he raised his hand, the Secret Service detail that follows the presidents for the rest of their life freaked out.
Because they were wondering. He was just trying to get one of the pamphlets.
Because they were like, we don't know what's in that pamphlet. We don't know what it says, whatever. And they had to, I guess, lean into the president very hard, saying, look, you can write this kid, but you can't tell him who you are.
Yeah, security.
You can never know who you are.
Security people said that, they weren't surprised that he'd be interested in sponsoring a child, but they had to make sure that they did not know. So he signed his letters to Timothy, who was the boy that he sponsored, as George Walker.
Listen to his first letter. Dear Timothy, I want to be your new pen pal. I'm an old man, 77 years old, but I love kids, and though we have not met, I love you already. I live in Texas. I will write you from time to time. Good luck, G. Walker.
And he sponsored the child.
And
they were mostly also concerned with the safety of him, not the former president, but, of the Timothy, the boy, because they figured if someone found out who the, president was sponsoring him, he might be could be potentially in harm's way.
They said that as time went on, he more and more kept dropping hints about who he was, and they had to be like, Mr. President, stop it.
Doing the letters are really cute. It's really very sweet.
Timothy, have you ever heard of the White House? That's where the president of the USA lives. I got to go to the White House at Christmas time. Here's a little booklet that I got at the White House in Washington. And so sent him that. Timothy sent him pictures and all this stuff. So Timothy graduated the program when he was 17, and I don't know which year that was, but apparently...
They've been trying to locate him, but I don't think they've been able to.
Well, when he graduated the program, someone flew out to meet him and said, and told him, like, hey, you've been pen pals with the president, and it blew his mind, et cetera, et cetera. But since then... they have tried to find him, and they've been unable to do so.
That's been it.
Yeah. So
what a nice story. You're right. We don't get enough nice stories all the time, and this one's a really good one.
Well, the thing I find interesting is how much, George H.W. Bush, people keep talking about, he was a big-time letter writer. So there are all these letters that he wrote that are starting to pop up, and so...
Well, that was the era, so...
Yeah.
That was what was done.
He sponsored a child, and let me tell you what, Compassion International couldn't be happier this story's coming out.
It's true.
Couldn't be happier about it.
It's a bit of their Christmas miracle, isn't it? But still a very nice story.
Yeah.
The riot used to be 3 people.
Please tell me we're not discussing video games again.
The other guy didn't make it. It's the riot.
I'm starving. I don't know what the deal is with today, but I really am hungry. So this looks like the most important piece of news
we could never tell you.
We could never talk about something that means more than this.
Right now.
We've got to get to New Zealand or Australia because there, Domino's is unveiling what it calls its biggest pizza ever.
So basically, it's called The Big One.
The Big One.
And it's approximately, each quarter of the pizza is the size of 2 large pizzas.
So it's about a 40-inch pizza.
Yes, and they say it barely fits in the door of a car to get it to you or to take it home.
They say it'll feed 20 people or 2 riot hosts, and it features pepperoni, supreme, barbecue meat lovers, and Hawaiian,
well, it's
each in the 4 segments.
Yes, it's segmented into it. So I don't know, if you can pick if you want, other flavors or something, or if they're just doing this and this is how you have to get it.
So they say that these pizzas required the creation of custom pans and custom pizza boxes. And
because of the weight of the pizza.
You have to come and pick it up in person because they won't deliver it to you.
Talk about a different delivery world. In Australia, New Zealand, they can use Domino's like bicycles to deliver, and they say that it cannot transport one of these pizzas on the Domino's bikes.
That's fascinating.
Isn't that different?
Yeah.
So they're selling 2 of these a day, and you have to reserve it at least 24 hours in advance if you want the big one.
I will tell you, one of the things I know very little about New Zealand outside of the fact that obviously it's Middle Earth. I mean, that pretty much wraps up the entirety of what I know.
Now, the tourism side of New Zealand's like, yes,
Good.
go for it.
Come here.
Come visit.
Be a part of Middle Earth. Of course that's
but
what it is.
Obviously way more to it.
Right, but I got an opportunity to meet some friends of mine have cousins in New Zealand. So they came to visit and we all hung out. And I asked them, like, all right, what is, like, of all the things that you've noticed when you've come here to the U.S., like, what's one of the biggest differences between here and New Zealand? And do you know what they said?
All the sizes?
Nope. Well, yes, but not how you're thinking.
The soda, it's giant.
Nope, that's not it.
That's not it?
Is the people. They said they couldn't believe how fat people are in the United States.
Oh, they're the ones with the big pizza.
Well, maybe they can be trusted with it.
Maybe we can.
I'm just saying, like, it's here's what made me think about that. When you say that you can get a pizza delivered by bike, it's like, well, of course we'd bike 3 miles uphill to bring you this pizza because that's how we do things in New Zealand.
It wouldn't be worth driving that short distance. And you're like, well, it's not.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Nikki. I'm known to, get a Domino's pizza.
Sure.
And maybe if you're familiar with the phrase shipping kills the deal, because what you do with pizza is you've got to get it delivered and there's a delivery fee. The delivery fee doesn't go to the driver. So if someone could explain to me why I'm paying it at all, I don't know. And then you have to tip the driver. So you're out $5 or $6
extra dollars
on it. Yeah. And so I often will go pick up my pizza and I think of it as paying myself to deliver my pizza.
You pick it up in your bike?
Yes, on my bike.
Your car, which is named Bike.
I got a tricycle that would blow your mind.
So that's Domino's. That's like their promotion right now called the biggest pizza ever, 40 inches in length. It's about called the big one. And, you do have to order it 24 hours in advance.
Where can we get this pizza?
We could probably you have to create your own version. You'd have to do a little hack here, but I don't know where you get the pizza box.
John just texted and said, pizza place where I went to college had a pizza this size. If 4 people could finish it in an hour, it was half off.
That's good. Doesn't sound impossible.
I know that you see on TV, people do these like food challenges. And you're like, that's easy. I've been there for the unsuccessful food challenges. Listen, you get more than a 50% refund on some of these challenges. You think
Just
about
saying.
it. You think about it.
And see if it's worth it.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Something you're going to need tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, is a noise-canceling space because the riot's going to be making extra noise tomorrow night.
No, you're going to want to hear that, but maybe like New Year's Eve if you're not into fireworks or something, or biggest one is 4th of July.
Well, heads up, the Riot Ugly Christmas Sweater Party 2, tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, live on the Facebooks. And, I mean, I guess if you want to avoid the noise, you just don't tune in.
You can turn the volume down.
Or you get this noise-canceling dog kennel that uses active noise cancellation to limit loud noises. This is fascinating.
Ford is making it, but they're not doing it like as something for sale. This is basically just a concept project for them to showcase the noise-canceling thing that might be featured in your car.
Yeah, but like that being said, they could totally, like, people would buy this. Like,
I think they would
totally sell this.
Absolutely, but as of right now, it's not. It's just their intervention series, which takes automotive technology and applies it to problems you might have in your day-to-day life.
Wow.
So they're making a dog house.
I think it's a great idea. And the only thing I'm going to add is this, make me one. Make me a nap pod or, man, make me one of these for my office where I just install active noise canceling. And
go
I feel
sit
like
your thing. Yeah. So basically, if you have a dog, the troubled times of the year, for most pets, they say 50% of pets have problems with fireworks.
Well, sure.
Loud noises. And honestly, sometimes during the 4th of July when neighbors have their own party and it's been 3 hours of homemade fireworks, like you just want to go crazy yourself. But for this, it's a little dog kennel you can put inside or outside with noise canceling panels inside of it, and that helps fight the noise that your dog might then have trouble with.
Noise canceling is the new hotness in cars. I actually didn't know this because I was in a car the other day that has active noise canceling.
It's weird.
So the idea is it doesn't really cut down on a lot of exterior noises. So, like you hear other cars, but what they're doing is that they're emitting a sound that is designed to cancel road noise that you get in a car.
They give out like white noise to cancel road noise.
And in a lot of cases, if you didn't know they were doing it, you would just sit in there and the acoustics might feel a little funny to you, or they might not. I'll have to admit, as someone who spends a lot of time listening to things, when I sat there, it was like something's wrong.
But you get used to it.
Yeah, you would get used to it.
Well, they're saying with dogs have obviously very good hearing, and fireworks, and then also thunderstorms. I had a dog who was super afraid of thunderstorms. It can be very, very hard for them, so that's what Ford was coming up with.
Yeah, it is fascinating. Like I have... Honestly, I have really weird hearing. Like I can hear very, very high frequency pitches that most people can't hear. So I was walking through my neighborhood. This was a couple weeks ago, and this guy is screaming at his dog. And I was just like,
Ow.
I could hear this very, very high pitched whine coming from somewhere. And I was walking with a friend of mine and I actually said, I was like, do you hear that? And they were like, no, I don't hear anything. And we walked a little bit farther and I could still hear it. And this dog was going crazy. And I was like, oh, like that dog's going crazy because he can hear that sound.
Sure.
And his owner has no idea what's wrong with his dog, but he's hearing that high-pitched whine.
Yeah, and he's barking then.
Couldn't figure out where it was coming from, but I heard it for the majority of my walk, and it ain't great.
Bothered you? Well, Ford, just to let you know, I know you're not making these like it's a concept thing, but
they should.
Dog owners would actually really like something like this.
Yeah, you could absolutely sell that. Or what you do is you sell it as we put noise cancellation in the bed of our truck, so you can put a Fido up in there, or whatever you call a rugged dog.
Well,
and
yes, Fido would work.
Yeah, and he can be safe during whatever.
Because they normally say with fireworks, like you bring your dog in, and you don't want to leave him outside.
Yeah, you leave him inside. Or bring him inside.
They can jump a fence or they can run away, but you can put this inside too.
I think it's pretty cool. And I say, make a little bigger one. I'll climb right in.
Maybe not even that big. We'll find a way to get in there.
You remember that time you started your morning with a gas station breakfast sandwich and immediately regretted it? Yeah, it's like that. The Riot. RadioU.
What if we do this? What if we do the Ugly Sweater Christmas party tomorrow night?
Yes.
Then we go see Aquaman. And
Afterwards?
then we stay up all night.
Okay, actually,
and
that
do
sounds
the show the next
so
day.
much fun, except that part. We'll be really tired.
Do you remember?
We did
We did that one time? Nikki and I had this idea. We were going to go to a movie premiere at midnight, and then we came.
No, I think the premiere was maybe even at. Well, no, wait. When did we get done?
It was like
2 in the morning.
1 or 2 in the morning. I don't remember. And then we drove back to the station. We're like, all right, we just got 3 hours, and then we'll do the show. So Nikki and I are like, we'll work from 3 to 6 a.m.
It'll be fine, and then we'll be done, and it'll be great. And I remember, I think it was like 3:30, where I just leaned out in my office, and it was like, I don't think I can do this.
What are we doing?
We did. I mean, we still did it, but it was miserable.
It is the best sounding idea.
Like the worst one.
On paper, it's like, oh yeah, good times.
I mean, you're having a Facebook party, you're going to a movie. Why wouldn't you have a great time? But it'll kill you later.
It's not a good idea at all.
So I'm going to pass on that, but it does sound fun.
Yeah. Well, we'll pass that up, and we'll go see Aquaman after the show on Friday.
Hey!
Maybe. Why are we talking about Aquaman? It hits Thursday night, and Aquaman, as of right now, is outselling in its pre-sale tickets Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they're kind of gauging it by?
Well, they're just saying that, hey, Wonder Woman did really well. And just like Wonder Woman, this is a movie, though. This one's about male empowerment. Like, that was about female empowerment. So this is about a man being strong.
But I thought Wonder Woman kind of surprised everybody.
See, I was thinking the exact same thing.
I don't think it's not an apple to apple, because I don't think people necessarily pre-purchased tickets to that. They just decided to go and see that.
I don't think I saw Wonder Woman in the theater.
I don't think you did.
I think I just bought it when it came out on Blu-ray or whatever.
And you liked it?
Oh yeah, no, it's a great movie.
So Aquaman, I know they're like, wow, it's showing that it's going to be a great movie. It might be. Who knows?
I feel like they've done a great job selling it to us.
Well, there's not much else to sell right about now.
No, that's not true. There's a lot of movies out there, Nick. You remember, you got Aquaman, you got Transformers,
Bumblebee,
you've got
Mary Poppins.
And I know you'll notice too, like, they're not selling you the Bumblebee movie calling it Transformers. Do you guys notice that? They're trying to draw a line between it and the other Transformers movies by calling it Bumblebee.
I think that's a bit of a bad move. You don't want to just completely ignore. You want to bring some people in somehow.
I don't know. Like, they're hoping that it will, like, the people that know will know and they'll go. Know that know and go.
Someone else is like, I've heard bees are just dying off. Maybe I need to go see the Bumblebee movie.
You should go and help the bees.
Is it a documentary?
I'm sure it is.
Or the ocean movie. That one might be a better choice.
Docu-bees.
Docu-bees.
Yes.
We'll see what happens on Monday. I am curious. I'll take a look on Sunday. I do want to know what
Who's
happened.
gonna win?
Yeah, I want to know what happens with the box office.
Well, and in the middle of all this, everybody's talking Aquaman and whatever. All I hear is Spider-Verse. Like, I heard from Jerome this morning. He actually messaged us last night, and he's back at it this morning like, hey.
They want you to go see it. I don't understand why you haven't seen it. It seems perfect for you.
It is perfect for me. I just haven't had time.
Go see it tomorrow night after the show then. You just go. You just go.
No.
You go.
Okay. You guys ready for real talk? Do you want me to open up a can of real talk? Because here's what's going to happen. Tomorrow night, when we get done with the show, I'm going to sleep in the green room. Yeah. Because I got a guy I'm training that's going to be here at 3:30 a.m. So
you'd be back in time from the movie.
You know what? You're right.
Okay, it works perfectly.
You're right. Because talking doesn't require a functional brain at all.
You'll be great.
It hasn't up to this point. We've heard your show.
Well, everybody telling Obi to go see Spider-Man. He knows.
I'm going. I actually, okay, here's the other thing I was thinking is, I know this is ridiculous, but Friday after the riot, I'll probably try to squeeze in a movie, right?
Pick that over anything else.
Right. And then, I think it should be Spider-Man, not Aquaman. So there's that. And then I think we've got like our Christmas break. Nikki and I are taking time off. I don't even know if I'll go to the movies then. When I think will actually be the perfect time to go to the movies is when Nikki and I come back after New Year's. That's the perfect time. Then nobody's on vacation, and I could go catch like a 2:00 movie or whatever.
It'll be clear.
Yeah.
Because everybody's resolution to not eat popcorn and save their money.
And not spend their money.
Will mean that it should be an empty theater.
Maybe I'll save some of those movies until after New Year's. And it'll be, you know how like when vacation's over and you're like, I can't believe it's over. But I'm going to the movies.
If you can manage the Spider-Man one, though, I think you'd like that before Christmas.
I do agree.
Your morning, but without yelling, laughing, or music.
Don't deprive me of that.
We wouldn't dream of it. It's The Riot on Radio U.
It is The Riot. Hey, listen, tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, The Riot's Ugly Christmas Sweater Party 2 is happening.
We're going to be wearing our ugly Christmas sweaters, talking Christmas movies. We've got some food fight items, including finally doing the peppermint bark Oreos. And I believe we'll be exchanging our Christmas gifts as well.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about that. Someone's gift is upstairs, ready to go. So don't forget for tomorrow.
And you wanted... What did you want?
It's up to you.
I'll just tell you right now. I didn't buy you anything.
That's perfectly fine. You don't need to.
No, but I want to.
Yeah.
I would like to buy you a gift.
Yeah.
But every time I buy Nikki a gift, it's like...
That's not true. That was just Space Camp. That literally, like, you heard him talk about. No. That was the Blu-ray for Space Camp that you gave me.
Yeah.
I did not need that. So that was the only time.
Oh, so you want me to focus on your needs?
No, I didn't
Nikki,
need...
I got you these socks. Bought them
I
at
don't
Costco.
want those. I hate socks. No, thank you.
But you need to keep your feet warm.
Nope, I'd rather
Your mom and I have been talking about your feet, Nikki, and how concerned we are about your lack. That's right.
No,
we have. We've been talking.
No. So
In fact, your mom and I have been having a lot of conversations lately about you.
You don't have to get me anything, so you don't need to. I mean, you have to give me something, but you don't need to give me an item. You don't need to give me an item.
I'll tell you what, if Nikki and I had a gift exchange and it was just a gift giving where she gave me a gift and she got nothing, she would be like, it's fine.
It's great.
And then, let me tell you what, it would be that you'd get a chance to see Nikki put on a very good front. And then when she got home...
It'd be very convincing. I'd be crying.
She would just be like, I hate him. Every year it's all about him. All the time. So much talking. So much whatever. And
he didn't even give me anything.
He didn't give me anything.
No, it's fine. I did find you something.
Okay.
So there is a present for you to unwrap.
And is there a gift receipt with it?
If you want it,
Will
I can
be able
return
to return it.
If you do not want it, you will be able to return it.
Okay. I mean, I know.
But I hope you like it.
I know it's a shirt.
It's not a shirt.
Okay, I know it's pants.
It's not pants.
Nikki's always like, would you please wear pants around the studio?
No, I do. Usually I'll give you a shirt.
She does.
Because I know you don't ever like to buy shirts too much.
I know it's a Godzilla bank.
Yeah, I'll find you something, but it's not a Godzilla bank.
Okay, I already have one of those, just letting you know.
No, it's not anything related to Godzilla.
Okay, all right. So get Nikki the digital version so she can't return it.
Oh, Philip, that's just mean.
Hey, Nikki, I got you a digital copy of Space Camp this year.
Thanks for giving him the idea.
Eric won't be able to take this one back.
He won't be able to return it.
Believe it or not, the Riot doesn't have an endorsement deal with Nabisco. They just keep talking about all the new Oreo flavors for free. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Nikki?
Yes?
I'm starving this morning.
I wonder why. Did you work out before you came in?
Yeah.
Well, maybe
So
that
what?
has something to do with
I
it.
guess whatever. I want to eat the microphone.
Well, you're not allowed to.
I know. And I have a new jar of almond butter in there, but do you guys know how that works? You got to open it up and stir it. Then it makes a mess. It happens every time.
You have toast?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you make this house some toast?
Well, yeah, I will here in just a few minutes.
Hey, either we're going to fix the problem or are we just going to complain?
Well, I want to complain about it, but it looks like somebody wants to fix the problem for me as of right now. On Monday, the fine people at General Mills unveiled some new cereals.
I think one of them looks great.
I'm going to take a stab at it being the churros one.
I love churros.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros.
It's so cute. They're basically shaped also like a churro.
That, I mean, to me, it's just them admitting, like, look, we've given up on this being actual food. This is just a snack.
No, it's just basically Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but in a different shape. I mean, when you get down to it, it's the same flavor.
I want that.
So that's coming out. I thought that one looks really, really good. And then they're doing a Fruity Lucky Charms. Which,
okay, you know what the Fruity Lucky Charms is? It's just going to be Frankenberry.
Well, so I haven't had Frankenberry before, but basically the marshmallows are the same. They don't have the money to change that. So
yeah,
the Fruity
you can't
Lucky
afford
Charms,
something like that.
But the cereal part, which Obi affectionately refers to as the kitty litter, will be a vibrant pink color, and it'll have a fruity flavor.
Oh, so pink kitty litter.
Pink kitty litter, basically. And that's going to be starting actually, no.
It was Monday.
It was Monday.
Started Monday. This is the part that bothers me a little bit, is that I did a run on Monday looking for foods to taste test.
But did you know to look through the cereal aisle?
I did not.
You could have missed.
I missed or potentially missed this. There's also a chocolate cinnamon toast crunch, which is that... Like, that's new, right?
That is. If we could try to find some of these before tomorrow night, we could be eating cereal during our Christmas show tomorrow.
Yeah, here's what you know what? That's great. If you could this afternoon...
Let me go look.
Run around, see if you could find some, and then...
I see what you're saying there. So they're supposed to be showing on shelves starting on this past Monday, but nationwide it will not be complete until the end of January. So that's when you'll find them in most locations.
Well, then here's where we've come down to. If you are within the vicinity of the Radio U studio and you have seen either Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros, Fruity Lucky Charms, or Chocolate Toast Crunch,
we need to know where and like what section of the grocery store, because sometimes they're on like the end and they're not in the aisle. Like maybe even a little picture. Could you maybe draw a map for us?
Well, I'll just say this. Even if you can just confirm to me that you've seen them, even if you didn't take a picture at the time, if you could let us know, like, what store and where, that would be great, because
it doesn't seem like these are exclusives to like Walmart or anything. This is just straight in stores everywhere.
In this particular thing, it says nothing about it being exclusive. But what I have learned is that a lot of these specialty cereals comes down to whether or not the manager of that particular store is willing
to put them out,
to order them and put them in the store.
We need an in at some sort of grocery chain.
We really do.
So if you are possibly able to help us out, if you text us 877-2-RADIO-U, and look, it looks like they come in family boxes as well.
So we get the big ones.
We're a family. We can have the family box.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros, fruity Lucky Charms, chocolate toast crunch. So fingers.
Yes, and yes.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Turn it up loud enough and your neighbors will call the cops. Because it's obviously a cry for help. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Here's the deal. You guys really, really need some emotional support, right?
Love this story.
You're going to need emotional support, which is why you need an emotional support animal.
So it looks like this is in the Philadelphia airport only.
Only in the Philadelphia airport.
But Popeyes is trying to provide you with an emotional support animal that would be fine to take on a plane.
Emotional support chicken, guys.
It's the cutest box ever.
It's a great idea. On the side of the box, first off, it's shaped like a chicken.
So you go and
it's
you
a carrying box.
Yeah, you go and order chicken, and you can take it on the plane in this carrying box.
Or, wherever. They say the requirement is you've got to get a 3-piece chicken.
To get
and
it.
it comes in this. And it says this chicken provides comfort and nourishment during stressful air travel. Unlike other chicken, it's marinated in real Louisiana spices for 12 hours and must be permitted to fly without restriction. Do not leave unattended, as Popeyes is not responsible for lost or stolen chicken.
Again, to really get the story, you need to Google it to see what the box looks like. So it's like a white normal carrying box, but it's got the chicken coming out one end and its little feathers coming out the other end. And it started yesterday, again, in the Philadelphia airport.
It's going to be available for a limited time, but if you're traveling through Philadelphia this holiday season, the emotional support chicken is available.
It's very cute.
It is a great idea. There's just one serious problem with it.
What is it?
It's Popeye's chicken.
Well, I mean, I go through phases where I like Popeyes, and then I go through phases where I don't like Popeyes.
I'm still in the middle of my don't like Popeyes phase.
It's been a long time.
Which has been most of my life since I had Popeyes.
Pretty much.
I've had Popeyes 2 times. I didn't like it either time.
I think it depends on location, and I don't think it's made with as much love as we think it is. I don't think any fast food chicken is. Like KFC's kind of the same.
I think you could probably make the argument if you went to like a fast food headquarters and they made the food for you the way it's supposed to be made, I'll bet it's delicious.
Or you go to the surrounding area around their headquarters, because those tend to be locations where they try a little harder.
Well, I can tell you the Wendy's national headquarters is not too far from our studio. And if there is one Wendy's in particular that if you go there, oh, buddy.
It's good.
That is some good eats right there.
So I don't know for the Philadelphia airport. I'm not sure. Like you might get a good chicken. You might not. But I mean, you're getting on a plane.
But you get the box.
You're on a plane though, and you have fried chicken. You're fine.
You're going to be hated.
Everybody will hate you for it. When you bring food on, yes, people don't like it.
Come on. Like the whole cabin is going to smell like fried chicken.
But you're happy. And, it's okay to be happy during an airline flight.
You're right. As long as you're putting your happiness above others, you're going to be a lot of fun to travel with. Mike Maines and the Branches.
You're never going to see those people once you get off the plane, okay? You're not there to make them happy.
You're eating your chicken. You're like, hey, you guys all could have gotten chicken. You made your choice.
If Nikki sounds a little bored this morning, it's because Obadiah is still talking.
Too much talking, too much talking.
It's the Riot on Radio U.
Talking.
This porch piracy, where I don't know why I can get it.
Well, people are taking it and then putting it in their cars.
That's
true. Where that came from.
It just seems like it's getting crazier and crazier out there. I get it, but it's crazy.
I think it's just because we're, again, in our area, we don't see it a lot, but it doesn't mean it's not happening.
So the video that's making the big rounds last night and today is from a guy named Mark Rober. And what he did, he's the guy that built the glitter bomb trap. It's amazing.
I love the video. I love the idea.
Amazing. Basically, he builds a box that he put on his porch, and it sprays glitter everywhere when you open it, and it sprays fart spray.
Is that your favorite part?
Well, it's funny because...
And it'll do it up to, I think, 5 times.
It's 5 times, and then after 30 seconds, it does it again and again. So he says the spray that they picked is just awful.
They've just been tired of people stealing things like their deliveries, and they got a couple of other friends involved, and he's created this, and they put it out on their porch and filmed. When it would open, it would do audio and video, and you could see what was going on.
Okay, this was published 2 days ago. It's got 25 million views.
Not surprised. It's
25
amazing.
million views.
It's amazing.
Incredible. So the other thing about it that I love is that, he's got video of all these people that are doing the porch thievery. What fascinates me about it, though, is the people that are doing it. You get to look at them, and in a lot of cases, like, they're driving nice cars.
Yeah.
And in a couple of these people didn't open the boxes until they got them home. And you're like, oh, these are probably poor people stealing bread to survive. They can't eat. No, they're in nice homes.
Yeah,
like
the lady who's got like all these Christmas decorations up, like she looks like a mom, like a normal mom.
And she's stealing packages off people's porches. This one couple is like the couple that robbed him initially over the summer because the police were like, yeah, look,
they won't do anything.
We can't help you. It's not worth the effort. He had video of them and everything. They just look like a normal couple out for a walk. Like they're both dressed really nicely and they're wearing backpacks, and they just sneak up on the porch, grab a box, and then walk a little farther, put it in their backpack, and keep going. Crazy.
Well, it was an amazing idea, and the video turned out really, really well.
It makes me never want to shop on Craigslist again, because I am sure everything you buy on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, that is something that somebody has just stolen.
Probably. I think these people have nice cars, but that doesn't mean they've paid for them. Like maybe they're overextended.
Could be.
And they're stealing, and that's just something they like to do.
Or, yeah, maybe it's just a matter of they just like, the thrill of it. Just a little fun.
Don't know. You see that too with people who like panhandle, like where they follow them and they have nice cars, or they go back and they have a normal house or a normal apartment, and there's no reason for them to be doing this, but this is just how they make their money, and they don't feel like there's anything wrong with it when there is. Yeah,
I had a guy that I gave a pretty decent amount of money to, and then he got featured on a website.
Yeah.
And
of someone who's lying.
Oh, dude, he lives such a better life, quote unquote, than I do. And I was like, man, dang it.
No. But here's a way to get back. Glitter bomb and
I need a glitter
spray.
bomb!
So if you look on YouTube, it's one of the trending main videos. So you'll see the guy's piece of work. But it's great. Great idea. Very well executed. Love it.
Nikki and Obadiah. Obadiah and Nikki.
Love, hate. Hate, love.
All right, everyone in, let's go!
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Nikki, I am going to show you some pictures that are going to make you never want to celebrate Christmas again.
What's the pictures of?
I want you to look at the most terrifying Santas you have. No, that's not going to work. This actually, this might work.
Oh gosh. What's the second one? Oh, his eyes look, what's the part in Lord of the Rings where the guy gets taken over by the one guy?
Oh, he's possessed? You're
yeah. The one king or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, Nikki, come on. Yeah.
So his eyes look like that.
They do, actually.
It's really weird. Yes, that person. His eyes, and it's just Santa next to a kid on a donkey. It's just all very weird.
I'm actually going to post these on the Riot's Facebook page. So facebook.com/RadioU Riot. They are absolutely terrifying photos.
It's like from the 1920s.
Of what Santa used to look like. They say that our modern version of Santa, at least according to this article, was almost more than anything brought to you by Coca-Cola. Like the
really?
jolly, fat, like whatever. They started painting Santa in a particular way and featuring him in a lot of advertising.
Sure. They say that back in the day, Santa would have like a hunchback from dragging around the presents, or you would see a lot of pictures of St. Nicholas and Krampus friends. And then the Krampus friends are these terrible creatures with these horrible masks on their face. And they were actually taught to teach the naughty, to be scaring children so they wouldn't be naughty. And that does it. I mean, it is weird. Very weird.
Yeah, I think these photos are terrifying. And even if
But
they
that was
were
normal back then, or maybe it's just part of because some of the photos are just styled very weird, just very odd.
I'd just be like, can we get Christmas over with? I want to get out. I want a nice Santa. I'll tell you who I really want. The Santa we all want. The Santa we need.
With the polar bears, and go and throw the bottle of Coca-Cola in if you want.
You know what, Nikki? That's not the Santa I need. What we need is Kurt Russell as Santa in the Christmas Chronicles.
The Christmas Chronicles. I still haven't finished it yet.
The Santa we're all looking for.
That one's perfectly fine. Not scary like these.
Oh my gosh. I'm posting it right now. I'll just tell you right now, if you don't have any Christmas spirit,
it'll change you.
This is going to change you, but it's going to be different than you think. This is going to give you a Christmas spirit that just different than you think.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
I need a boyfriend for Christmas because this is a dating holiday.
It's just